Trashy or Trendy, a Dolor Factor live show last year, explored fashion, but men said there was not enough focus on them. Hence this week's topic, men, suave, sexy or shabby. We'll be discussing the elements men said women need to understand. For example, why do men seem to mix casual and formal in the same outfit? And why do many men think they do not need pedicures? They wanted women to know what they meant by certain expressions so that women would no longer provide their own interpretations. Some men wanted pointers as to what would make them more attractive to women. We've a treat in store for many male DFL viewers tonight and a giveaway which women have chosen as being suave, sexy, but definitely not shabby. So stay with us for an interesting look into the world of men in tonight's Dolor Factor Live.
The views expressed in this program are those of the host and guest and in no way represent those of DBS and are not intended to determine decision-making processes. Dolor Factor Live is brought to you compliments of Lime, Organica, AF Falmor, EC Global Insurance, Skin Science, Illumines, Rainforest Hideaway, Mango Beach Inn, Cars for Rent, Rituals Coffee House, MAC Cosmetics, Transit TV, Carpet Media, Prestige Auto Holding Limited, Farron's Dairy, Sisson's Infinity Color Shop, Star Publishing, Touch Therapies and La Mer Spas, and Trio's Caribbean Fusion Restaurant.
I'm Delia Dolor. Hello and welcome to Dolor Factor Live. Why do some men have great dread sense? They smell wonderful even if they're sweating, and some, no matter how much you talk to them, just want to be left alone and do their own thing. What makes a man suave, sexy or shabby? Tonight we've two male guests who will give us an insight to a man's general point of view, but as no two individuals are the same, this is a great opportunity for our male viewers to help our female viewers understand why men behave as they do. But men, be ready with an open mind, as DFL ladies will not hesitate to tell you what they think makes you suave, sexy or shabby. But first, let's do housekeeping. Organica has some special treats in store, so visit them in the JQ Rodney Bay Mall. Valmore shoes are causing a storm. Go check their stores in Viewfort, Castries or Gros Islet. Trio's Caribbean Fusion Restaurant at Bay Gardens Beach Resort and Spa offers 10% off the cost of your meal. Skin Science continues their sale of up to 20-30% off at their JQ Charles Mall store. Romani has a 25% off jewelry sale at their three locations, La Place Carenage, JQ Charles Mall and the Reg St. Lucia. All the information is on our website, dolorfactorlive.com. Click on Fan Factor on the homepage and you could be on your way to being featured on our website and receive gifts specific to Dolor Factor fans. And I bet many of you will recognize this week's fan. Now to our topic, men, suave, sexy or shabby. I'd like to welcome our first guest who has been a guest on Dolor Factor on RSL 97, and he wowed me, absolutely wowed me with a surprising fact which I know he is going to be repeating tonight. He owns a hairdressing salon in Gablewoods Mall called Phase One, and I'd like to welcome Emile Williams to the DFL set. Welcome, Emile.
Thanks for having me, Delia.
It's really nice to see you.
And to see you again.
On TV and on the radio. We had fun the last time and I'm sure we will again tonight.
I hope so.
Good.
The last time on radio was absolutely fantastic.
Good.
So I look forward to tonight.
Tonight's going to be great, especially as our next guest who stood in for me when I was in Aruba. He, by all accounts, he provided a very informative show, and of course I was in Aruba, compliments of MAC Cosmetics, one of the DFL's sponsors, and you had a great show, I hear. Al, welcome back to the set with me.
Good night, Delia, and good night to all of you. Good to be here, especially good to be in this chair. Not in the hot spot, as I was placed a few weeks ago. No, we had a very good show, and I think the show tonight is takes me a bit out of my comfort zone, to be honest. But I think we have a very good show in store.
Okay, good, definitely. Well, we continue to support our local artists, and I'll tell you some more information about the artwork, which you can see on our set later on. But now it's time for two in a row, and I've had some, you know what, before We're laughing because we know before the program start, we go through our 2 in a row questions, and normally people are kind of fighting as to what they want. And the person here, one of the people on set, I'm sure you'll see, is like his mind's somewhere else because he's still trying to get this answer together. So I think, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do what they do in the Oscars. We know when you're waiting for the winner and they pause and they pause. I'm going to go to something else, and I'm going to ask you about your Farron's ice cream.
Oh. If I seemed perturbed before, it was because of the 2 in a row question which I got. Thank God it's changed.
Okay.
No,
for now.
Very good ice cream. Very good. I think I had a peanut. There was something with a very strong cinnamon flavor. I think it was sea moss. I will tell you that I have never had sea moss before in my life. Never.
And it's the first time you had it?
So that's why I didn't recognize it. I've never had it.
Did it do something to you?
Not yet. Not yet. But I'll tell you that just I think 2 days ago actually someone was trying to persuade me into buying some sea moss, and I never tried it. I just figured it's something I wouldn't like. But the ice cream is pretty fantastic. Yeah. So at least I will have it in the ice cream. Let's see what happens if it really is good for men.
Lovely.
Exactly.
Emile, what do you think of the ice cream? What flavors do you have?
I particularly like the sea moss equally, and the peanut.
Yes, men.
2 stuff which actually contain zinc,
Okay.
and I'm told are very, very good for men. In actual fact, recently I've got this guy who cooks for me, and he's always recommending sea moss as potentially very good for men, and we're not going to talk about all the areas that it's good for.
Well, I mean, this is a
'cause
program
we're talking
about
live
men, so
television.
why wouldn't we talk about it, you know? And I think it's quite apt. And I have to say, most of the men who come on the DFL set, they always say their 2 favorite ice cream flavors from Farron's they like, and that is either the rum and raisin or the Santa's fruit and rum ice cream that came out especially for Christmas, or the chocolate ice cream. So those are the 2, but we didn't have those today. We tried something different, but those are the 2 that DFL male fans or male guests, when they come up, they say they like the rum and raisin, Santa's fruit and raisin, and also the chocolate. But I'm going to now ask the question that Al is dreading to answer. And whilst he answers, let's see whether you're any better than him, okay? Whoever you're sitting next to, maybe the 2 of you can see who can answer it quicker. And here's the question. Recite the alphabet backwards.
Delia, I honestly thought I'd gotten away from this, so I was relieved, and now I'm back into this. I'm back to where I started.
Z. Emile, let's help him.
R-S-T-U-V-W.
Oh no. Z-Y. W.
No, not W.
W, X, Y, Z. So
Z-Y-X-W.
Okay.
U. T. S. R. Q. P.
Bad.
O.
R.
P.
P.
O. N. M.
L.
L. K.
J.
H. No, I.
H.
J. I. H.
No, I think you're actually going
Come
back.
on, come on.
I. H. G.
G.
I. H. G. F. E. D. C. B.
D.
A.
There you go. It wasn't as bad as you thought. Who finished quicker? Who finished quicker? You know what? I actually think if someone can, no, I was going to say someone can do it, but they'll just write it down and read it for me. So well, let's forget that. So, Emile, your question. Okay, is there anything, it can be when you're from childhood or an adult, it doesn't really matter what stage of your life, that you've actually broken something, and then when you were asked, you said, no, it wasn't me, and then you got found out?
It had to be raiding my parents' wine cabinet. And my brothers and I always had this thing about stealing wine when my parents were out. And on one occasion, we actually took a bottle out and broke it. And even though we actually had the pieces disappeared, the smell remained.
Of course.
So we couldn't obviously get away from it. That certainly got us in a lot of trouble.
So you owned up to it?
No.
So what did you say?
There's a chap who always came around, my father's electrician, and he loves to drink, and the first thing he always raises is the drinks cabinet. So we said, well, of course, Martin was here today.
And did they ever find out that it wasn't Martin?
No.
Okay.
But we've always been tempted to tell them, listen, it wasn't Martin. It was actually one of us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I remember, at the time, you must have been really sweating, or did you think, they're going to believe us anyway?
No, I think as kids you always think you're going to get away with it. So we
Okay.
were really, really gunning for it. And
Okay.
it's a nice secret to have between boys.
Good. Well, thank you for sharing that with us. As we go to the break, let me tell you about tonight's giveaways. We've got lots of giveaways. I'm going to actually do a few at a time because we have so many. It's like Christmas here on the set, on the DFL set. Here's one of the questions. I mean, I saw this and I really loved it. And I think what I'm going to do, let me go to a break and then we'll come back and we'll talk about this. Okay, so let's go to the break and we'll be right back.